Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading, when pips really do count. Before we talk about that, obviously by the sign here, but first, coffee. So let me get on with that, and I'll be right back to you. But while the coffee's brewing out, I thought I'd bring it out here onto the screen porch. It's getting on mid-October of 2022, and this is what we have today. You can see it's raining pretty hard, but the colors have really popped out. If you watched the video from just the other day, we had just really nothing to show you. But now we're really looking at some nice colors. Anyway, travelogue for the day, when pips really count. So you might say, well, pips always count. Yeah, but not in the way that I'm going to talk about. And what the difference is that, and again, I'm talking about when you're trading with size. I know most of you are in that 4 and low 5-figure account sizes, and that's great. If you're listening to my videos, you're looking for not only some of my experiences in doing those small account sizes, but also stuff that you need to bear in mind or keep in mind as your account size grows, and then you get up into the high 5 figures and 6-figure account sizes. And if you haven't been following my videos, I'm in mid 6-figure account sizes, and I'm trading anywhere at this point from 8 to 20 lots at a pop. So that's where the pips come into play. When you're trading the smaller account sizes and you're all in, all out, in other words, you've got 3 minis or a couple of full lots or whatever, you're not going to break those up. You're not going to stage them up because you're not going to grow your account that way, and you're also sort of building bad habits for later. And I know no one wants to hear this, but your psychology has to come into play, and that's a kind of a deep correlation that I try to draw for my my students that do courses, or they're doing consulting work and stuff for me. I don't like to bore people with psychology on the videos because nobody watches them, so this is not going to be a psychology video. Why pips count. So in looking at this issue of pips and the differential of how you look at them when you're trading the lower account size balances as opposed to when they're higher, is that when they are higher, you are involved in staging. And as we've talked many times about the difficulties of managing the initial stage position, because as you stage, you change the average price of the position in relationship to where the current price is. And so if you stage in aggressively too soon and price moves against you, you're going to be underwater really deep, really fast. So in that scenario, why pips count really comes into play. And it isn't so much the more pips I have, the more money I make, but it comes into putting your overall position into balance with your experience. So in one scenario, when you're all in, all out with a smaller account balance, let's say you're trading a full lot, right? So you're $10 a pip, and you go 10 pips off balance just before on your entry, and that's about where your stop would be, or where I would put my stop. And you're looking at that on a one full lot basis, and that's $100. Okay. Now you jump to your trading with, let's say you're trading at 200 lots a pip, right? Now that same 10 pip move, well, 5 pip moves, a 5 pip move is going to be $1,000. So you're an order of magnitude greater than the 10 pip move was from a dollar standpoint when you're trading the lower account sizes, an order of magnitude. And so you have to really look at that pip value and say, well, wait a minute, I'm $1,000 out, but that's only 5 pips. So in the big picture of things, I'm not underwater too badly. then it goes to 10 pips, which is where you would jump out. And this is where you're going to run into trouble, because you're going to say, oh my God, I'm 2,000 bucks down. I should hold, because I'll go to the next higher time frame and I'll see if it bounces off the 55 period moving average and retracts back to where it needs to be. That's what's going to happen. No more psychology. But if you look at the value of the pip, it's 10 pips, and that's your get out card, and you take the $2,000 hit. And the reason that you do that is the same reason that you do it when it was only $100. You're saving dry powder by not pushing the position beyond where it was really viable. There's a certain pip value. It could be 10 pips, it could be 20 pips, it could be whatever you choose to play. My position is, my trading position is that if it moves 10 or more pips against you, you've most likely got your timing wrong on your entry analysis. Now, because I've got a lot of experience doing this and I'm trading with a lot of weight, I can't let the dollars get involved in my decision-making process. And so although if I've started out, let's say, with 3 full lots, and so it's 30 bucks against me, and I go 10 pips, I may say, well, I'm going to get out because it's a short dollar amount. I put 3 in, so I'll get back in with 3, and it'll go in my favor, and then I'll start staging in. So there's more to the picture as you increase your bank size to trade more lots into staging positions than there is in the simple entry analysis that you're learning in the 4-figure and 5-figure account sizes. And so you really need to understand this difference. And folks, there's nobody out there that's talking about that differential than I am. And the reason that I talk about it is because it cost me $40,000 to learn what not to do. And so, and I was trading 4 and 6 lots at that time when I first started, because I had trained on a $40,000 bank in a demo account. And all my simulation programming that I had done, because I was a software engineer for 33 years, all that programming was done against a $40,000 bank. Because at the $40,000 bank level, that's where you can start making some significant money that will directly impact your life and add to your wealth creation. I mean, even if you're only making 30% on a $40,000 account, you're $12,000. That's significant. And so, for those of you that are going to be able to do better than 30%, you jump up and down about that. If you're not able to do better than 30%, let's say you could do 10% on a $40,000. That's a $4,000. That's a $4,000 result, that gain. And if you're making $40,000 or $60,000 a year, you're making $70,000 a year, $4,000. If you're making $100,000 a year, a $4,000 gain on that 10% on the $40,000 account, that $4,000 against the $100,000 salary, that's a 4% raise. Is your boss going to give you a 4% raise under normal times? Probably not. And so those percentage gains, whether they're small or you happen to have the skill to do larger percentage gains, it's dramatic money, no matter what account size you're trading. Because remember, the account size that you're trading is a demonstration of your assets and where you are in your income as to the amount of money that you can put up in order to trade. If you have no money and you have a low-income paying job and the best you can do is come up with $1,000 and you're trading a mini lot and you make 10% on that $1,000 a year, you've made $100. That's a shithouse full of money. So let's not degrade those percentage values that are driven by the number of pips that you get. Yeah. And so when you're trading those smaller account sizes, don't think about, oh, this isn't going to replace my job income. No shit. It is not going to replace your job income. If you had a $100,000 account, you might be able to replace your job income. But how are you going to get 100,000? Well, it's going to take you a long time. And so don't get dissuaded when I'm telling you my wonderful things that are going on based on the size of a bank that I carry. I mean, I made $3,600 this morning trading. It was a carry trade. I put it on last night. I woke up, went to bed, and it was like 5 hours later, the thing kicked off, $3,600. Because I did good on that. I've got money to go for the day. I'm in another position right now. There's a big profit target on that because I think the momentum is there. And so I've got $3,600 of wiggle room. And so I'm not setting the stop on that because I'm playing for the long run today. There's all kinds of exciting things you can do when you get to the larger account sizes. So if you're screwing around listening to poor advice, or you're trying things that you create for yourself. I was talking to a guy the other day. He's got, I don't know, he's been trading for, I don't know, 8 months or a year or something like that. And he's trading on a system that he developed. He's got this great idea about how he should do it. I said, good luck. I'm got to talk to you because you're not realistic. You're so locked into you thinking that you know what you're doing that you're not going to listen to anything that I have to say. I'll watch my videos for entertainment, but don't send me any more emails. I told him that. Don't send me any more emails. And that's why I don't have a large subscriber base right now. I'm at 350, I think, subscribers at this point. And so I should have 3,000. But I don't because I'm telling it the way that it is from my experience and what I'm doing. Not offering you any advice other than think for yourself about this stuff, and here's some basic guidelines that you may use to help guide you along those lines. And I'm getting a lot of really good questions through email, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat my answers to you. If I think you're nuts and crazy, I'm going to tell you. I just lost 5 subs, probably for the guys that I was just talking with about giving advice. They go, oh, that's not what I wanted to hear, or you're being too rough on me. Excuse me. I've been teaching karate for over 50 years. People's lives are at stake. It's my obligation to tell you what you need to do in martial arts. And I feel the same responsibility in currency trading. I lost $40,000 learning my craft. Now, if you don't want to take my advice, if your skin is that thin, then you can kiss your money goodbye because you're not going to be successful when you deal with the market itself, which is absolutely no concern for you as a person. Those of you that are writing emails to me, and thank you for the comments as well as the emails. I try to answer comments as briefly and succinctly as I can, but in the emails I can get into a little bit more detail. However, if I don't think you're doing what you should be doing, if I don't think that's right, I'm going to tell you in an email. And a lot of folks just don't want to hear that. But it's all meant out of love and concern for you. I don't want to see you lose your money. You know, $1,000 account, I don't want to see you lose $600, $800 of that. There's no need for it. There are some very simple rules that you can apply, but learning those rules and getting the education necessary in order to say, oh, this is pretty simple, takes a little bit of time in order to do that. You know, the coursework that I have is designed to work with somebody over a 3-month period of time. Well, I'll work with them for a year, but the coursework itself is something that you need to get into, and you need to hit it really hard right up front. And again, that's why you know, there aren't many people taking my courses, and that's just fine because I don't have time. I'm retired. I don't have a lot of time to work with folks. A lot of folks, the folks that I do want to work with, I want to spend a lot of time with them and give them really real value for the money that they're spending because it's a significant amount of money. I'm not going to teach you how to make $100,000 a year for $49.95 or a couple of $1,000. That just ain't going to happen. But for those that are really willing to do the work and pay attention to it and are willing to say, well, you know, I'm looking for this information because I don't have certain skills, and so maybe I should pay attention to this guy and try what he has to say. That's the way you become collaborative in your learning process with the teacher, right? And so, because the material isn't just cut and dry, 1 + 2 = 3, it's managed by who you are, what age you are, what kind of background you come from, your work experience, what do you think as a person. That all builds your trading personality, which needs to be blended with your trading plan, right? And so when I say that the question when pips are really, really important, that's a reflection on your view of where your stop should be. It's a reflection on your appetite for risk, your experience balanced with your appetite for risk. I just heard my phone go off, which means that I'm in a position right now. It was going a couple of $1,000 against me. The beep means that it hit one of my limit orders, and so I think I just added 5 more lots. So I probably should get back to my work. Okay, just as an aside before I close the video out, that beep was like a combination of 3 or 4 beeps. Remember, I had indicated I was about a couple of $1,000s underwater on that position that I had discussed. It turns out that everything went well. I hit a bunch of my limit orders, and I made $5,000 on that trade. So I'm $3,600, about $8,600 up for the day so far. I'm done. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.